In this unit we're going to concentrate on 2D navigation. Those are the tools that you're going to use for navigating around 2D views such as floor plans, ceiling plans, elevations and sections. In the next unit we'll cover 3D navigation separately. If you look to the top right hand side of this floor plan view, you will see the 2D navigation palette. That is split into two halves. The top half is concerned with the 2D steering wheel, which I'll show you later on in the unit, and the bottom half is concerned with zooming and panning. The default position for this 2D navigation palette is in the top right hand corner of each window. That's where it's positioned at the moment. You can change that. If you go to the little drop down menu at the bottom of the palette, we've got docking positions, so we can send it over to the top left of the window and bottom left and bottom right. I'm just going to put it back the top right where it was for now. If you accidentally or intentionally put this palette away with the little X, I'm just going to show you now how to bring that back. You need to switch to the view menu, go to the end to user interface, hit the little drop down, and you've got a checkbox there for navigation bar. So if we click that, it brings that navigation bar back on screen. The top half of the navigation bar has an icon that links to the 2D steering wheel. So if I click on that now, out comes the 2D steering wheel, and you can see as I move my cursor around, the steering wheel will follow your cursor around the window. If I stop there, if we look at the parts that make up the steering wheel, we've got an outer ring there called pan, rewind in the middle, and zoom above it. So these are basically buttons that you can press with your cursor hovered over them. So for example, if I want to zoom in on this view, I just click and hold the left mouse button, move my mouse up and down, and I can zoom the view, let go, and the steering wheel comes back. If I want to pan, make sure I'm hovered anywhere over the pan ring, click and hold, and now I can pan the view around. Rewind, that keeps a record or an audit, if you like, of the panning and the zooming, so I can rewind back in time to any of the previously set pan or zoom settings. So let's go right back to where we left it, bring that back there. To put the steering wheel away, got a little X just to close it. That pops it back in the dock. Next we're going to look at the zoom commands. These can be found in the lower half of the navigation bar. So click on the little downward facing arrow. Here are our zoom commands. Let's start with zoom in region. So I select zoom in region. Quite simply, you define a square or rectangle of the area that you want to zoom into. So for example, I want to focus in on this pair of external double doors. Simply define my rectangle. I'm holding my left mouse button down to do so, let go, and the view instantly zooms in to match the rectangle that we defined. If I want to zoom back out a little, let's say I've zoomed in too close to the object I'm interested in, bring up those commands again. We do have the option to zoom out by 2 to show double what we were previously zoomed in at. If we want to zoom out to see everything in our current view, zoom to fit. Now that will zoom out to include everything in your model in this current view. We've got an option below there, Zoom All to Fit. You'll remember from one of the previous units where we had tiled windows. If you use the Zoom All to Fit, all windows will simultaneously zoom out to show the extents of your model. We've already seen how we can use the 2D steering wheel to pan around our view, so I'll just very quickly go over that again. Remember the steering wheel icon at the top of the navigation bar. Select. You've got the outer ring there for panning. Click and you can pan your view around. Let's put the steering wheel away. An easier method than bringing out the steering wheel for that is simply to hold down the scroll wheel on your mouse. You can see there the cursor changes for the pan icon, and now I can simply pan the view around to suit. If I bring the 2D steering wheel back on screen, we've already seen how we can put it away with the small X to the top there, but if you look down towards the bottom of the steering wheel, we've got a little downward facing arrow, brings up a little sub menu. One of those options there is options for the steering wheel, so if I click on that, in our options menu here, steering wheels, you've got a range of options and settings that you can configure. You can set the steering wheel sizes, the opacity, so you might want to have a look in there and play about with those options to get the steering wheel to look and behave as you need it to. Just put that palette away. I'll just put the steering wheel away. The options that you just saw there were exactly the same panel as if you went to the application menu. Remember from the earlier unit, the big R in the top left hand corner and options down here, steering wheels. So that was just a shortcut from the steering wheel itself to get to this particular panel. We've already looked at how we can pan quickly around our view just by holding in the scroll wheel on your mouse. To conclude this unit, I'm just going to mention two very useful keyboard shortcuts for zooming. So zoom in region, a useful keyboard shortcut is ZZ. So I press ZZ now on my keyboard. You'll see the cursor changes to the zoom icon, and from here I can quickly define my zoom area and the screen zooms in accordingly. And the other useful keyboard shortcut in relation to zooming is ZA for zoom all, and it zooms back out to show me the complete model. So very quickly with keyboard shortcuts I can navigate around my model. And that completes this unit. To get the most out of this training material, please take the complete course online at bimscape.com. Here you will find a complete learning management system that allows you to work through the course at your own pace. Comprehensive written tutorials provide additional information to that found in the training videos. Mark each unit as complete as you finish it and move on to the next. At any point you can return to any of the units you have previously completed to go over the material again. If you'd like to take this course online, please visit www.bimscape.com/Revit for details.